Hey, Jared, welcome to Smack Talk.
Hey.
And welcome to a new series on the channel where you and I will be talking about what Dropout's up to. And we're going to start with Dimension 20's newest series, Never Stop Blowing Up.
I'm very excited to talk about this. Extremely.
Yeah. I think, breaking the fourth wall a little bit, this is some much needed content. I would like more reaction type videos, maybe even some analysis on what D20's doing.
It's a crime how little coverage there is on Dropout and Dimension 20. Yeah. And I told Austin this, but I am saying it to the general public. If you go to Fan Expo in Dallas, there needs to be Dropout or Dimension 20 themed merchandise at the Artist Alley. And if there's not this coming next year, I will riot. I will be very, very upset. This is the second year in a row where I've gone looking. And they had, one vendor actually did have one of Brennan's and like some of the other creators' other podcasts, the Worlds Beyond Number. They had like themed dice for that. And that was really cool. Haven't listened to that though yet because I'm too busy listening to all the Dimension 20 stuff. And I need more stuff to represent that in my household. They don't even make enough shit on the Dropout store. With that being said, yes, I am very excited to talk about this, and I need other people too. So, felt like Hitman was a good little topic relevant game here.
I can say this next thing because I am one of the letters. I'll let the audience try and figure out which one. But all of Dropout just has very gay energy. It's a very gay, product, and it is weird that it isn't at conventions yet, just because it is, it's just that audience that it already attracts, with anime and stuff. It just D20 and Dropout as a whole just fits nicely into it. So
the freaks and the weirdos like us,
like us. So this is more podcast type stuff, but hopefully it's the right step forward. A small step.
I do want to talk about it because we just finished it.
Yeah.
I just finished it. You had watched it previously, but it's just you didn't watch Fantasy High Junior Year, which was the one that just ended.
Right. Before you go too much further, you want to give maybe our audience a little bit of context that you are far more the person who knows stuff about D&D and like the Dropout as a whole. I am a casual D&D player, casual fan of Dropout,
and I'm actively trying to give you this disease.
But you are, closer to an expert. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I've been on this train since like my freshman or sophomore year of college, which would have been like 2018 or 19. No, 2017 or 18. Right when they launched Dropout, and just from the very beginning. This is becoming very historical now, but from the very beginning, fucking Total Forgiveness. Genius series. Does not if it could have an ethical sequel, I would love for it to happen, but it just can't. But yeah, so I am very, very interested in this stuff. But back on the train, you didn't watch Junior Year, but I genuinely thought that was the best season they've ever done. They introduced so many new concepts and new mechanics and stuff. They added a whole new stress mechanic for the characters where it was this year is just very stressful, and so you have to take on stress tokens to reroll or whatever. Or you if you get enough stress tokens, for every stress token you take to reroll, you have to actually give yourself a nerf. You have to take disadvantage on certain skill checks or whatever, and they would do it very in character how that person would handle stress. And I thought that was really brilliant. And then just the plot was great. Every single person in the main Intrepid Heroes cast is genuinely some of my favorite creators. But so coming into this, I usually get a little bit sadder for the in between seasons of the Intrepid Heroes ones, because it's people I'm not as comfortable with or whatever. I don't know their comedy styles, and maybe that's I'm a little close-minded about that. But this specifically was very easy to watch. I don't know what it is about it, but opening in such a modest setting as a Dave's Video World rental store, and them each having an actual real persona that they were doing, and it is very believable. I don't know if it's delivery or concept, but they really master all the characters and are so good at them, even down to I had tried to watch Metropolis, and I haven't gotten all the way through it yet, but it is just I didn't know kind of what the vibes were with people at the table necessarily, But some of the people who are in Metropolis are in this one, and they're good. Their characters are so good and fun to watch. I'm just gonna go down the list because I'm surprised how I don't like some seasons have like I don't know about this person yet, close-minded mentality of it, you know. But I did start the 7, haven't continued it yet. It does seem absolutely hilarious. Izzy's character, I think her name is Paula, and I'm not gonna remember all the character names just yet. But very, very cute, almost like Canadian accented older lady. She pulls off that comedy so well of just like moderately awkward, but like I don't know. She's supposed to be an authority, but kind of not. You know, I don't know how to play a character like that and do it as well as she does. My God, you shot that dead body like 6 times.
He was right above,
shielded by it.
He was right above the penis line, or right below it. If the audience has to piece together, you know, it's a very action-packed theme for Never Stop Blowing Up. So I'm just playing Hitman. Something we already do on the channel. If you like this, you can check out other videos. Except they're not up yet. So never mind.
We'll get that right there.
We'll get there. Anyways, sorry. Are you talking about Reika's comedy or Izzy's comedy? Izzy's. Both are worth complimenting. Okay.
Izzy's comedy. Yeah. Everybody at the table is so good at like knowing when to escalate, and I think Izzy is very strong at that. I don't know. Maybe this is a disservice to my girlfriend, but like I don't know how it's possible that Izzy and Brennan are both so funny. Because man, I have to be the funny one sometimes. Michaela's very, very funny, and I love her. But it's just like wow, they like to get on stage together and do that much strong comedy and like compliment each other so well without seemingly any issue.
There's a moment that I thought I was like, oh, that's the best evidence. Like if you went in blind, this is your first thing ever you saw of any of them. It's like, oh, I think they like each other, or maybe are together. Izzy's character just got transported to the Never Stop Blowing Up universe, and she yells out like, "How am I running so fast?" and and like that last word was intelligible, but Bryn like repeats it and knows that she's saying hard, and it's like, oh, like that was intelligible, but you knew. That's cute and wholesome.
Yeah, Brennan has, or I think Izzy has told the story of how Brennan will just like watch a video of somebody with an accent, and he'll like practice like what they just said in the accent. And so it seems like that might be the vibe, is that they just know each other's strange voices.
Nice.
Alex's character, the opening that they do with Kingskin, where he just like pushes somebody into a door that leads nowhere. I think that's hilarious. It's like very reminiscent of the like you've seen the first season of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like where he just takes the car door and slams that guy's head in like over and over because he's mad about his girlfriend. Like Kingpin. It's so on brand, and I love it. And I'm not experienced with them as a role player, but they seem like they can do very, very good role playing, like just on and off, like being very serious or very silly. And I really like their regular character too. It's a joke about Liv Tyler. You know Liv Tyler, I assume.
Maybe not. Remind me. Give me a brief recap.
She's the actress. I think she's in Deep Impact, or no, maybe it's Contact. It's one of those movies that Homestuck makes fun of.
Okay.
But it's like a 90s, I guess, actress.
Why is this guy good if you kill the other guy? Okay.
He didn't like him.
But like I think that was a gay romance. He was like pretending to be hurt, but then as soon as I take down the person helping him, he's like, "Oh, actually, I'm fine." That's interesting.
He had other intentions. But yeah, so I'm very interested in like what they're going to bring to the table. I don't know. I think that vibe is amazing. I have always been in love with Jacob Wysocki's comedy. I think he is a genius of like knowing what to say when. I will never stop saying, "How big's the hog?" Because that's just too clever, like random in a funny way. And like, I don't know. It's like genuine charisma in a comedic way. And seeing him at the table finally is like a dream come true, because he is doing something absolutely strange, but I think it's going to pay off in a big way, because he does a lot of investment and then like big payoff. I think comedy, and so I'm ready. I'm ready for it. His character, I will say, probably is the one I have the least attachment to because he just is so weird that I don't know what he's up to. He's kind of, I guess, an alien contacting him or whatever. But I really like his opening scene where like he's leaving and he just like leans back and stops the tape recorder or whatever. Like that's a very movie moment thing too. They're doing almost like a hybrid small town coming of age movie into the very big action scene moment movie, you know? And I'm glad for that. A lot of the trailer was them being really good at it, you know? And like being really good at being their characters, and they didn't show us a lot of what it is them being like their original human characters into the movie, you know? And so I'm excited to see that play out. Iffy, I really like Iffy. I think he's funny in a very specific way. I haven't seen him play a character like Wendell, but he's really good at it, and he knows when to come in with some very specific tropes. The little love connection he has with Alex's character, I think, is like you would see that in a movie and be like, oh, this is cute. I'm rooting for him, you know?
Yeah. I think Ivy's voice work so far is the best. I think everyone's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jacob's is probably the weakest, but I think it might get better.
Yeah, I think Ivy's voice work is the best, but I do think Reika's like tone is exactly right for her character Usha. Like, oh my god, I have to say, I do think like as much as I love Brennan, like, and have a favorite or whatever, I do think Reika is the sleeper, like, funniest person in the Dropout cast, because just every single thing I hear from her is like impressive or funny or interesting, and it's like I'm surprised how little of a host she is on Smarty Pants, but like it seems like she knows when to hold back, but she has so much she has so many hard hits for me that it's just strange. Like every episode of Game Changer she's ever been on, and so I love watching her at the table. Her character does make me laugh a lot, and I think her portrayal of it is great. I do think that is the most. They're doing a lot of very like juxtaposition of who the real person is and who their character that they have to play is, and I think that one's gonna be the most like, here's the on and off. You have to be a different person entirely and learn this new skill that you didn't know you had or you could have, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
God, I'm so bad. You think it's gonna be an on-off switch? Because I think it's gonna be a gradual.
I think it'll be gradual. I'm just saying, like, that is the biggest spectrum. Like, she's the farthest away from being her character in the movie, you know?
Yeah.
And that's...
I don't know. I actually don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like Iffy's might be the most different.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, right now, Rika's even playing it as though her character doesn't really know technology either. To where, I mean, Iffy played it as, like... what is this fast car, I guess. But I think I don't know what I'm trying to say, actually. I was gonna...
dad's like a BMX champion or something. He's got it in his blood, you know?
Well, I was going to talk about character arcs eventually, because I think, for the analysis part of it, Iffy's character arc should be to become brave. Reika's character arc seems to be, like, become modernized, get with the times. Jacob seems to be... I don't know. Jacob's is interesting. It could be like the weird, this is the flawed character, but actually the flawed character is just perfect, and like everyone else needs to realize that there was nothing wrong with them the whole time. The arc happens around them rather than to them, kind of thing. Is my current prediction, I guess. Allie's character maybe has to, I guess, not be as, like, it's a personality shift, even though, like, the base personality is okay.
Yeah.
Personality arc. Reika, or you said Reika's. Izzy's is to fall in love, presumably. I guess find love in an authentic, genuine way through different means, isekai style. And Alex's is to... There was someone... I'm forgetting somebody. I was thinking about this earlier, and there's someone was a different arc. But anyways, Alex's is to.
I think it's like realize potential because it's
Yeah.
Stanford letter. Like,
Well, they already know their potential.
Choices.
Maybe.
Like,
I guess because they don't steal for a reason, right? So maybe just do things with a cause. Learn to have a cause.
Yeah, or like find purpose.
Or that makes sense. As a kingpin, with like that's very you need a cause. Like if you're gonna be the leader, what are we doing this for?
Like,
that could be. That's interesting.
That.
Yeah. I can't remember who. Maybe you could piece together who I was thinking about. But I was thinking someone's is like to realize that the real power was within them the whole time, and it wasn't Iffy. Iffy's definitely here? Courage. Yeah. Someone's arc is like, oh, I had the ability to do this the whole time.
It
sounds like the right arc, but
mind Iffy.
Yeah, maybe it was Iffy. Anyways, that's my analysis of like where the arcs are going. I have a prediction. How do you feel about this? You were talking about on and off switches because I think while they're in Never Stop Blowing Up, they'll still see sort of like either mundane media or like comedy media, and they'll sort of transfer back and still play the original on Earth.
You think they'll go in and out?
Not in and out. Just like how they did for this first episode where they're watching a movie and then they briefly play that character.
Uh-huh.
They'll be watching something. There's movie, I don't know the name of it. Kevin Smith is like in a movie where like they work in a DVD shop and like maybe that movie's playing while they're in Never Stop Blowing Up and they transport. Well, it's just back. It's like a cascade, or it's just like it's back and forth of.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. I don't think this is just. Hey, I don't think it's Jumanji, where it's just like, what if you were in this body? I think rather it's going to be, every time they see media, they kind of have a character for that. I wouldn't be surprised if they also have a third variant, where like maybe they see a rom-com.
That would be insane. Because Brennan, you don't understand this, but like that is frequently what halet's in Dimension 20 seasons, is that like there is a twist, a first twist, and then there's like multiple other second twists.
Let's theorize for a second. Can you make Never Stop Blowing Up a different meaning? Because blowing up is like obviously a bomb action, but blowing up could also be like, I'm thinking like blowing a kiss for like romance. Like Never Stop Blowing Up towards the air balloon where your love is.
I think of like Wolf of Wall Street, like blowing up.
So kind of like a drama, I guess. Blowing like comedy, like you keep blowing it, like you're
never stop blowing up.
Oh yeah, like you failed at your way to success. Oh yeah, that kind of works. What's another genre? I'm just blanking on genres. Fantasy. Yeah.
A third variant. That'd be so interesting.
I predict it. That's my firm prediction.
Yeah, I do see it as very real possibility.
For those watching gameplay, sorry that I keep getting more invested in the
commentary
conversation.
Oh fuck. Yeah, no, Never After is very much like that.
Oh my god, I'm so bad at AP.
The premise for Never After is that you think it's like horror, like fairy tale stuff, but it gets like way deeper. Like Brennan always does that thing, that the same thing he does in every like make some noise prompt where he like justifies the whole thing. Like, how could this possibly work? What are the implications behind this, and what does it mean thematically? And so, if it was truly going for something, I could see it going for like what people do with seeing themselves in a character, and you could really make something out of that, especially within like players playing a D&D campaign. But I want to pay some appreciation to Allie's character because I haven't done them. And Allie's character is another comedic, chaotic character, but I still think that they very much like find and like allow the story to come to them, it helps them decide what their character is going to be throughout the campaign, and it just works so well because they're willing to roll with all the punches and like expand upon it in a way, and Brennan's very like yes and about everything, that I'm always excited to see Allie's characters. And there is like a small gender element in their character again, which I always enjoy because I think they're so kind of like, I don't want to say suave about it, but like intentioned about it. I keep saying intention, but that's all I can think of. Everything's intentional. But I love that they are taking this guy Russell, who seems very like he seems kind of unhappy with his life, or like
really,
or no, not unhappy, but like what do you call it when you're like content but like yeah, but like you're stagnant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's so like looking at the phone number with all the what was it? Yeah, complacent. He seems complacent because of like all the phone numbers that he has for people who he's like fix things for, but he doesn't have connection, you know. And so there's something there where like he's having to play this big sexy lady now.
My controller's going out. Or wait, can you hear that?
Yeah, it was the car getting hit.
Okay.
Austin thought his controller was making the alarm noise. He held it out like it was a bomb. He's like, what do I do with this?
Yeah. Not only am I new to D20 and D&D, I'm new to video games.
Yeah, Austin was born 3 days ago. Somebody who's playing. Somebody in the video store. Yeah.
I just did these.
Is now in Austin's body.
I only know how to shoot them in the ball.
There's an 8th player at the table though, do you know? It's the fucking system.
Like the backgrounds?
The dice.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about the blowing up mechanic?
Yes. Because it's based off of a system called Kids on Bikes, which is, and I'm not well researched on this, I could be completely wrong, but Kids on Broomsticks, which is like a spin-off of Kids on Bikes, was used for the Misfits and Magic season, which was like the Harry Potter satire season that they did. Mm-hmm. It was like 4 or 5 episodes, like very long episodes though. And that season was actually kind of hard for me to get into. I think part of it was the system, because the system seemed a little like whatever to me, and it was more about like the role playing and the system's just there. But it does, like, that system was, you have a few stats. You have, I think it was like 5 or 6 stats, and you assign each of your dies to each stat. So like you would have a D4 in one thing, a D6 in a different thing, a D10 in a different thing, you know. And then when you would be asked to roll a skill check for it, the difficulty wouldn't change, so you would just be good or bad at either of it. But you can blow up. So like on a D4, you could roll again, like, and add the combined total if you had rolled a 4. So that there was that aspect. But oh my god, the way that, I guess just Brendan or like the game makers who help him like adjusted the system, like the way that they changed it makes it all make sense to me. Because it also had that token system too, where you can help pay for like other people's checks and stuff. And I don't think, I may be completely wrong about this, I don't think that having to pay double to help somebody else was in the system previously. And I found that very gimmicky, that you can just help people pay for their, like, whatever, if it's an important role, no matter what, you know, at no real cost. Because I couldn't find like a reason for that, you know. But I guess there's no help mechanic, and that's why it's like, okay, you don't roll with advantage, you roll with other people helping you add little tokens to it. But this one makes it all make sense to me. You have to pay double for somebody else's thing, but if it's your thing and you have tokens, you can use it. I think that makes sense. And I love the graduating from a D4 to a D6 to a D8, like all that stuff. I think the real twist behind the season, I think yours is a little ambitious. I think the real twist is going to be when you blow up on a D20, something happens. You
think you go back to a D4? Or you think?
No, I think like something intense happens. Like I think, I don't know, maybe that's how you get out of the fucking game, you know, or get out of the fucking movie. Like you do something so well that like the plot itself is over now, you know. But I do think watching it in action towards the end of like, oh, this is a difficulty 5, but you have a D4. At first I was like, oh, he said a difficulty 8 and it was D4. At first I was you're so terrible.
That lady escaped, I know.
Yeah. My first reaction was to go, isn't that fucking impossible? Because I just didn't understand the system, and I was like, that's an interesting thing to do. But then the fact that you can blow up and people were doing that, like, it's easy to get better at the beginning, but it's actually harder to get better when you've already gotten better, you know? Yeah. Like, it adds a certain level of, like, expertise that you have to gain, and it is mostly random, but, like, I frankly just think in a world like this it works super well. And oh my god, all of the storytelling for all of the roles I adored. And they have never done this before. The storyboards.
Yeah, they're looking good.
My god, I have never like I've always wanted this. I've always wanted like an animated series like Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime for any of the Dimension 20 seasons. For me, preferably it's Fantasy High, even though it's mostly comedy. But I have always wanted that, and I have never been more hungry for it than seeing those storyboards, because it is so good that I want even the downtime to be animated like that and just like actually done. And I bet you, I swear to God, we'll see people actually animate the stuff because of the storyboards they have now. Like they can just like do the work of animating it. I have half a mind with infinite time to go and learn how to do it myself. But it looked great. It was so dynamic and cool, and it's perfect for the season. I don't know like much about art, but do you think that they got somebody who can draw storyboard art style really well? Or do you think most people know how to storyboard and they got people who can do an art style that they like and do just storyboards for it? Because that is interesting to me, because like there'll be frames where it's just circles, you know, where it's like, oh, this person's shoulders or whatever, you know.
I would theorize, I don't know much about art either, but I would theorize that most artists could do something like that, because it seems like the fundamentals. If you master your fundamentals, you can do storyboard art.
Yeah, that really interested me.
I almost wonder, like, I think it's easy to call it a stylized choice. I almost wonder if they are going to do it a lot, and it's just easier to, like, make sure it's coming out on time by having a good artist do a style that's easy to bust out, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that it's probably concept and execution. Like, the concept is easier for them to do if it is storyboards, but it is like, it is a movie, like, you're proposing a movie which does end up looking like storyboards in combat, you know? So, but I do think it is slightly easier than going in and doing like the lines and the colors and all that stuff, and it probably does cost a good bit less. So I'm fine with that, and I love it a lot. I'm still deeply like obsessed with the idea of it being real.
Have you seen the movie Red or Red 2?
No.
It's all black and white, and then only the blood is red. I feel like that might be something they're doing, because when they were doing the knife scene, when the knife goes through the hand, that was still red, you know? So it's that might just be a way to highlight the gore in a stylistic, like, nice way.
Yeah. I haven't paid that much attention to Brennan yet, because I do too much usually, so now's my time to gush. But his ability to like escalate and go like comedically insane with a character or a situation is going to be so good for this that I think I can only assume there will be like times where I am on the floor laughing, because like
this chef is fucking incredible.
Indestructible.
He took 8 to the heart.
He's got a Ratatouille, like making him do the Neo bullet dodge.
Go ahead.
But like there was so much of that in junior year, and like seeing now this extension of it and how like crazy things can get. Just writing that there's a motorcyclist chasing you with a 14-foot length of chain and a katana like strapped to the end of it is swinging it around. I think that's genius. I think that's like, oh, we're going all out. Like, it's going to be absolutely none of this makes sense. Like, it's just going to be the visuals of it, you know? It's like 100% bit is like...
I think everything else was a reference to a real movie, so I'm willing to bet that one is. I don't know what movie that is.
Well, it sounds very like Mad Maxy, if I had to guess.
That makes sense. Mad Max makes sense, yeah. I haven't seen a biker action movie. None come to mind anyway.
I'm sure there's going to be original crazy shit, though.
Oh, yeah, sure. But I think all those were references. Yeah. Because the other 5 I'm pretty confident were.
Yeah, well, it's all like tropey, you know, like, I mean, you know, Allie's character was just climbing through a vent, you know.
Yeah, but that's very Die Hard. So like,
yeah, that's true. Oh man, I'm just so excited for this season. I also love the use of props. It was cute. I hope they have the more like use than we think.
I think this is Brennan's way to make sure the gang gets together, because I think everyone else has something someone else needs. Because, for example, Jacob gets a deck of cards, but he wasn't the guy in the casino. So maybe Jacob needs to meet with the other player who was in the casino. Like, who it was. I want to say
interesting. Yeah, there was like evidence and bullet casings and stuff that could possibly be for a different character.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, the only problem with that theory is Alex did get cocaine, and that made sense for her character right away. But maybe she needs to give the cocaine to someone else.
Yeah.
It could help, like Reika's character.
Reika's character did destroy
let loose,
his item. Her item.
What was Reika's item? Oh, it was
a floppy disk.
Yeah.
That, like, fucking got shredded in the fan blade. Which, like, none of that will never not be funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, just the sheer amount of ineptitude is, like, you can't go wrong with how funny that is.
Real quick, I don't know how the NPC logic works. If by me kicking them off, did they kind of, like, respawn somewhere else on the map?
No, I don't think so.
I kind of want to just
rid
empty
the map of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can. But yeah, I'm super excited for this, and hopefully we get to watch it every week. That'd be nice. Maybe not these next couple, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, speaking of the, like, how gay Dropout is, did you see the trailer for the new Monet's Slumber Party?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that, though, too. I'm willing to catch up on some stuff I'm missing out on.
Yeah. It's just like, it seems cute. It seems like their other show, Dirty Laundry, but just like a short engagement with a lot of specific drag queens and stuff that are, and like a lot of really cool guests. Rachel Bloom is fucking on it.
So good. I love Rachel Bloom.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
I started to, and I was interested. I just didn't keep going yet. But it was funny, and like I like that there's a musical component. That really surprised me.
On the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or the new
Crazy
Dropout
Ex-Girlfriend.
Show? Okay.
But yeah, no, so that one looks pretty funny and like a nice, fun little, they do a bunch of like slumber party games and shit. Makes me a little jealous. Wish I could do that shit. But boys are dumb and they don't know how to have fun except to like hurt each other. Well. Yeah, we used to just like stick our friends in different cabinets just to see if they would fit. But took all the shelves out of the fridge and played hide and seek, and then just not find the guy in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any predictions on the show? That's mostly been my contribution to this discussion.
I do think the blowing up on the D20 will do something incredible.
But what? You got to make a prediction.
I
think it sends you back to a D4.
It sends you back to...
Actually,
why would it do that?
No, yeah.
I think at the very least you get a second dice.
No, I don't think it's second. I think it's bigger die. I think he has D40 ready to go.
Oh, really?
I think he's willing to go up to a D100.
Okay. Maybe that's true. But like, okay. What if it's you get up to a certain point and
literally, this is the point. Is never blowing up. I bet
never stop
if only one
up.
person escapes, it's whoever has the highest die, and I bet he might even have like a D1000. He might have found a way.
What if there is one final roll to get out,
and it's 1,000? It's 1,000 check,
and you have to make it as a group, and you have to use tokens too, like tokens will help you,
Yeah. Why are they running?
That could be really, really interesting.
The NPCs are starting to like run towards me. I don't know.
And if you don't make it by every 100 you don't make it by, a character has to stay.
But I bet. I have other predictions. I think Jacob's character is gonna want to stay, based on his current trajectory. Reika's might as well. I think Reika's gonna be like, I finally understand how technology works, but I'm not so confident about Earth technology. So
yeah,
I think I'll stay here.
Yeah,
they might all want to stay.
Man, that'd be an interesting ending. I do think that our primary antagonist is that old fuck who's just like in that. We don't know his character yet.
Okay, I got one more prediction. Their boss was in the same room when they all got teleported. We didn't cut to him, but I think he'll be like also have like now super action abilities.
He'll also go in. Maybe he'll get in later as the movie's playing.
He'll be an antagonist, yeah.
Yeah.
For all of them.
Man, I don't think there will be actual combat sets in this season. I think it's all concept. I don't think we've seen.
Wait, what are you saying? You don't think they'll have
like the 3-dimensional, like movement by movement combat sets? Like.
I bet they still do. Maybe not every time.
I think they do. It's just it's so much slower than the rest of the pace of the episodes. That I think it's all gonna be like. It's all gonna be concept because there's no like. I doubt that with. No, because I think Kids on Broomsticks and Kids on Bikes doesn't really have that like movement based combat. It has just like vibes, like you do this, you do a stunt check or whatever, In Kids on Broomsticks, at least I know there's like just like grit or like whatever. Like those are they're very vague stats,
I agree that it probably won't have it for a lot, but I bet a big fight will. They'll make it cinematic beyond just the storyboarding art.
Okay, maybe so.
That's my. I don't know. I bet.
I think they'll just all like the biggest thing will have them all be doing their own separate thing to a shared goal. Like a heist.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're headed. But yeah, so far very promising. It's got 10 episodes, and man, God, I'd give anything to play in that dome. It's so good. I'd kill you in cold blood.
Well, oh my God! Auto lock on the right person. Thank you. I'm finally getting these guys. I made a lot of progress.
Yeah, I still think you haven't even touched the fucking biolab.
Well, yeah.
No way, this isn't like
I've only been
worth
here.
Of work.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. Anything else you want to cover?
What's your favorite moment of the first episode?
My favorite moment. That's a good question. What was yours?
It's got to be Jacob double blowing up, and then I really like the creative angle of the person in his headset. He thinks that's, I think it was Rosbar. That is the alien's name.
Rashab. That's
Rashab. Yeah. I think that's really cute. Of like, thank you, Rashab. That's like he's talking to him in his head. That's so good. I think that's a lot to play with there. No, Jacob is, you had the true power within you the whole time. That's his arc. That's what's going to be. It's going to be like, it's not just going to be like.
Oh, it's not Rashab, it's you.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah. And they'll go back to that moment. It's like the very first time you came here, that was all you, buddy. Wow. And like now, there was a witness too, like whoever's in his headset. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that arc. I'm just looking forward to Jacob as a whole. That's got to be the favorite moment. Funniest thing would be, I like Reika's joke of Spanish. Wish it was rule of 3, but it was good as a twofer.
I think my funniest is when Izzy keeps trying to shut desktops like a laptop. That is just funny. That is just, it's like in practice it would be loud and stupid. And I really, really like that. I think favorite though, I don't know why, but to me it's just Alex being Kingskin now and them going like, all right, boss. And then they're just like, me? You're talking to me? It's just like, it's very mild mannered in a way where I'm imagining this gigantic like fridge of a man just going like, oh, okay. It's like, damn, now we've got gentle giant on our hands. I think that's a very, very cool trope to use.
Yeah.
But yeah. Man, I am excited. We gotta watch the Adventuring Party at some point. I mean, if you're into that stuff, I just think like the interpersonal interpersonal talking is also a part of it. And the planning a little bit too.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, I think that was pretty good. And thanks for talking to me about that.
Of course, yeah. And if this happens to catch anyone's interest, if you leave comments or talking points or your favorite moments, we'll talk about that too. Hopefully this scratches someone's itch, even if it's just 5 people who are like,
if the video gets views, I get to make Austin watch other Dropout content.
Yeah, true. I will watch more Dropout stuff.
He actually has to do it. We can do Fantasy High. Oh, we can do Fantasy High sophomore year. Oh, we can do Fantasy High. All right, I'm done with that joke.
Not senior year. Never.
Hopefully it'll come someday, but also I feel like that'll mean the ending of that group, and I'll be very sad.
No, there's always the community college spinoff.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, I don't know. There was some stuff that happened in this last season that was interestingly set up, and maybe means there might not even be a senior year.
Interesting.
No.
That's kind of like Harry. Harry doesn't get to do his 7th year, maybe even 6th year.
Nah.
But the story goes on, and it's still Hogwarts adjacent.
Man, we can't go one video without Austin talking about Harry Potter and how much he loves J.K. Rowling and everything she believes.
You're the one who ruins the videos, buddy. I'm just here.
I just don't know why every video you have to bring up.
And then our optics are ruined. You know, everything's going great, and then you do it to yourself.
You just gotta say I'm lying. That's all you have to say. That's so funny.
Why won't the channel grow? He says.
You think they're gonna get to minute fucking 40 and go like, oh man, this guy was a TERF the whole time. Damn, our one viewer. Oh no. But also, you just clarify that I'm lying. That's so funny. That's what's funny about it. You can't just take it. Then everybody thinks it's real.
There's so many bodies to drag. I feel like I should clear out this first. I don't know. Is this a second? Let's start talking about timer. If you want to see the continuation of this, we're going to talk about a really niche movie for a bit until I either die or finish
I'll
this.
Do a second intro just in case.
No, I'm telling this to the audience that we just had. And
Oh yeah. Go watch the timer review. It's the second part of this video.
Yeah. Okay. Till then, though, thanks for watching, and hopefully
this
this becomes a little nice ongoing reaction series.
Let's go.